Okay, now that you have some best practices for your artwork, it's time to talk about the dimensions. What sizes should your artwork be? And we're not just going to talk about your cover art here either. We are going to talk about some social media sharing and things like that. So let's talk about artwork dimensions. For Apple Podcasts, which is going to be used everywhere else. For Apple Podcast, you should have a minimum of 1400 by 1400 pixels with a maximum of 3000 by 3000 pixels. This is going to make sure that Apple Podcasts will recognize your artwork and use it. I recommend maybe keeping to the lower end, 1400 by 1400 or 1500 by 1500, but either way, between those two sizes, you'll be okay. Then there's some technical information you should have about your cover art here. First, it should be 72 dots per inch. That is the pixel density, which will determine the clarity for your artwork, especially if you're using a photo of yourself in the artwork. It should be in the JPEG or PNG format so that Apple Podcasts recognizes it. And it should be in the red, green, blue color space. Now, those 3 points, those last 3 points, don't worry about those. We'll cover those when we talk about Canva, and actually Canva will handle it for you. But if you are using something like Photoshop or Affinity Photo, you can set those dimensions as well. You don't have to worry about being like super technical about creating the artwork. Just know that it should minimum be 1400 by 1400 pixels. And like I said, basically every other podcast network or app will use Apple's sizes. So you don't need to worry about creating separate artwork for like Spotify and Stitcher and TuneIn and things like that. As for social media, again, we're going to run through these sizes really quick, and I will link an article below in the description that breaks it down a little bit more, but Canva has you covered here too. So if you decide to use Canva, you can say, I want to create a Facebook profile image, or I want to create a Facebook cover photo. So use for your profile picture on both Facebook and Twitter, use your podcast's artwork. For the Facebook cover photo, that is the banner image that shows up kind of behind your profile picture, like half behind your profile picture. That displays at 820 by 312 pixels. And be sure to keep that in consideration when you're creating the image, because bigger sizes will crop, and I'm not sure how much control you'll have over the crop. So that's for your Facebook profile, group, or business page. If you are sharing an episode, there are 2 types of images that you can share. The large image share, or the large share image, that should be 1200 by 630 pixels, or the small image share. So if you don't have a large image to share, it'll use a small image. Facebook will. And that should be a minimum of 200 by 200, but you should really go for the large image share. I think that's going to grab the most attention. And Twitter is a little bit less strict because they don't have a lot of, they share a little bit differently than Facebook does. But use your podcast artwork for the profile. And for the cover photo, that's, again, the banner that's behind your profile picture. They recommend 1500 by 500 pixels. So I know we ran through that really fast, but again, I will link to more resources in the description for this video, and Canva will take care of a lot of that for you. So you don't necessarily need to worry about the exact right size. Canva has you covered. That's why I love the tool so much. Your action item for this lesson, for this module, is to start sketching out your artwork. Now you know the dimensions, you know some best practices. In the next video, we're actually going to use Canva to create some sample artwork. So have an idea of what you want to do going in, and then you'll learn how to use Canva in the next video.